Hey kiddos, we're going to be doing the Envision Grade 5 Topic 2 Lesson 3 today, and that's estimating sums and differences. Now, I do want you to remember when you're estimating sums and differences, you may have a different estimate than I have, and that's perfectly okay. We're just trying to get something that's close to the actual number. So the first one is 5,602 minus 2,344. And it's wanting us to subtract on that one. What I normally do when I estimate sums and differences is I kind of change the number around a little bit. So let's say, if I round this number up to 6,000 because that's what's closest to, and then I can round this number down to 2,000 because that's what's closest to. And if I subtract that, that's 4,000. So that's the normal number I would get. Now, the book actually gave us 3,300. But, like I said, your number is going to be different than my number. When I'm estimating sums and differences and I have decimals, I generally try to get rid of those decimals, and I'll either round down or up according to what the decimal is. So for number, a different pen. For number 2, I've got, I always like to line my numbers up, 7.4, 3.1, and 9.8, and we're adding. So I'm going to change all these and just estimate it, change the numbers around to the closest number in the one spot. So 7, 3, and 10, and I can add all that up in my head. 7 plus 3 is 10, 10 plus 10 is 20. And that's the number I got. And that's actually what the book has. They may have done it a different way. All right, number 3, I think the book did the same way I did it as well. For number 3, I'm going to change these numbers around like I did before. So it's 2,314. We're adding, so I'm going to change that to 2,000 because that's what makes more sense to me. And then 671 is closest to 1,000, and I'm going to add those up, and that is 3,000. All right, so for number 4, we're going to be subtracting number 4, and number 4 is a little bit different than the other ones that we've done. Let me just work it out, and I'll show you what I mean. So 54 and 23 hundredths, subtract 2 and 39 hundredths. I'm going to try to get rid of those decimals. So 54, I'm just going to leave it at 54 and subtract, and I'm going to round this to 2. So I don't have to really do a whole lot for this one. That's why I didn't round it to 50 or anything. Change it to 52. It makes more sense to me just to leave it at 54 since 2 is just an easy number to subtract anyways. Hey, going to the restroom? No. All right, let's go ahead and continue on this one. Now it says Wesley estimated 5 and 82 hundredths minus 4 and 21 hundredths. He says it's about 2. So is this an overestimate or an underestimate? What I would normally do for this one is change this one to 6, and I would change that to 4, and that would be 2. So for me, that's it's about the same estimate as that. So this is going to be an underestimate because it's like 0.1 hundredths. Off. So 2 is an underestimate. And the way I can find out is if I actually subtract it out. So, 2 is an overestimate. Sorry. Overestimate. Because the exact answer is 1.61. So 1 and 61 hundredths is the exact answer. Good. All right. Estimate the total precipitation in inches and the total number of days with participation for Asheville and Wichita. So total precipitation in inches, number of days, precipitation. So for this one, it's wanting you to, it says total precipitation and total number of days. You have to add when it says total. So for the first one, let's do precipitation. And 28.61. I would probably change this to 50 and change this to 30 because that's the closest number in the tens place. So that's about 80 inches in the total number of days. I would change this to, I could do just like 125 and 75 because I know that equals 200. You could do that, something around there. And so this is going to be 80 inches in about 200 days or so. Now, the book has a different answer, but this is the answer I got, and I feel like that would be what I would do if I was up in front of you guys. Number 7, which numbers should you add to estimate the answer to this problem? So it gave you a set of numbers, and then it's saying what numbers should you use to be good estimates. And, for me, I want solid whole numbers. It just works for me in my head. And so what I would probably change these to would be, let's see what they gave. I would change this to 90,000. And I would change this to, 100,000, but that's not the numbers they gave us. So what numbers are close to that? They may want you to use something like this one. A, to be able to get the number, but probably the closest thing is going to be 87,000 and 98,000. If we just were to change these numbers, you're just getting rid of this in part. This was not actually one I would give out, but the answer for this would be C, because it would be 87,000's closest, 98,000's closest, and you were just to add those up, but you really can't add those in your head. All right, number 8, it says estimate the total weight of 2 boxes that weigh 9 4/10 pounds and 62 6/10 pound using rounding and compatible numbers. Which estimate is closest to the actual total weight? So let's see. So it's 9. Let's fold this over. So if you did this, the estimate, the rounded numbers are actually closest to the original numbers. So the rounded estimate will be closer to the actual total weight. So the rounded estimate would be closer. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do 9.4 plus 62.6. Add that up. 72 pounds is the actual number. And then you could do, you could just do like, if it was me, I would do like, for this one, I would do 9 and I would do 60, 69. So they're very close in numbers. This is the estimate, the estimated number. And like I said, they may estimate differently than I did, but that's the way it seems to me. Okay, guys, estimation is hard, in terms of like getting the right answer and having the exact answer closest to mine. But don't get frustrated. Just do your best. It's good to know to estimate. We estimate so much in our life. When I go to the grocery store every day, I'm estimating on how much my cost is going to be so I don't go over my cost. Whenever I'm driving my car, I'm estimating, getting into that parking spot. I'm estimating how much, seasoning to put in food so I'm not over seasoning or under seasoning. I'm estimating in so many ways. So just don't dismiss this. If you have any questions, please let me know.